What's going on, guys? Welcome to a random video on this channel. In today's video we're talking about the LG G7, of course the Galaxy S8, S8 Plus, the Galaxy Note 8, the iPhone 8, the iPhone 8 Plus. There are so many phones to talk about, but I really want to start with the LG G6 and G7 because people are saying that G7 is going to have an updated Snapdragon processor. That phone is going to be announced in 2018. Very impressive stuff from LG, but if we compare that to Samsung, I'm still saying that Samsung Galaxy S8, S8 Plus are really impressive phones, more impressive than the LG G6 even. And then we're talking about the Galaxy Note 8. I think that is going to be the phone of the year, and I think it's even going to be better than the LG G7. And if you follow Samsung, of course you realize they're innovating in the screen technology. They're continuously talking about new ideas for their phones, so they are leading the way in manufacturing phones. If you look at what LG is doing, they're right there with Samsung. Not necessarily the same, because those edges to the phones are really impressive from Samsung. It looks so innovative and looks so more updated than some of the other phones out there. It's really tough for other companies to compete with that, because just with the edges to the phone and then almost no bezel, you're talking about a very innovative design for the Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus. But with the Galaxy Note 8, I think it's going to be even better with a real phablet design. And what I mean by that is with the Galaxy S8 Plus, it just looks like the screen is too narrow, especially for someone like myself that's using the Nexus 6. So when I compare all these phones, of course, for Android fans out there, I am talking about Samsung and LG being some of the more impressive companies that can innovate the design of their phones, and that's what it's about. Right now with the G6 even from LG, it's an impressive phone. If you haven't seen that phone, go take a look at the phone. It looks really innovative, the design is pretty cool, the screen technology is there. Then you talk about the LG G7 and an impressive design and also an updated Snapdragon processor. Those phones are going to be cool, but even cooler is going to be the Galaxy Note 8, because when I look at phones from Samsung and we compare them to LG, HTC, Huawei, even from Apple with the iPhone, the Galaxy phones are going to continuously lead the way, because now these other companies have to innovate the design of their phones to look similar to the Galaxy phones. I think that's going to happen just with the screen technology. We're probably going to see a lot of phones out there not necessarily have edges to the phone, but they could have minimal bezels to the phone, because if you don't have almost no bezel to your phone, you are going to have a phone that looks similar to the Galaxy phones, because they started that. A lot of companies out there have been trying to figure this out for a while. As soon as they saw Samsung do that, you knew a lot of companies out there, even including Apple, had to rethink the design of their phone. And that's how it works when companies are trying to innovate and do something different. There has to be a leader in the industry. Now we're talking about a company like Samsung that involves all their technology and their manufacturing skills to enhance their phones and really lead the way in designing phones. It's much different than any other company out there. That being said though, when we look at Android itself, fans of Android also like a great looking phone. So we're talking about an impressive design to the phone and also a great user experience. With Android, of course, you can root your phone anytime that you want. If they want to buy the more impressive phone or the phone they think looks the best, they're going to go purchase that phone that is an Android phone so they can use the phone the way they want to. When you talk about Apple with the iPhone, the reason why the design of that phone doesn't change too often is because people are going to notice the fact that they're getting ideas from other companies, and Apple doesn't want that. Apple doesn't want to even have some similar technology as other companies such as NFC, and that is something I've been talking about recently also. If you notice with Google, when they announced the Nexus phone, they're talking about the faster charging. This is something that's very impressive, so they added that also to the Pixel phones. There's no reason not to. People that use Android are going to be much happier because they're using a phone where it charges faster. I mean, it's pretty obvious. You want your phone to charge fast, so it's an innovative feature. It's an innovative idea. When you have wireless charging, another additional feature. See, this is the kind of thing that people enjoy with Android. With Apple and the iPhone, I think it's really time to change your ways with the way you're designing the iPhone. You have to think of some unique ideas, not just the proprietary accessories. And I also think this time around for the Pixel phones, you have to change the manufacturer for that phone. Again, I've been saying that also because HTC is not the most impressive company designing phones. You know, you got companies like Samsung and LG, and they're leading the industry. Then you talk about Huawei and Nokia even adding phones to the North American market. So a lot of companies are competing, especially for fans of Android. We get a lot of options. It's one of the best things about Android. But if we're going to talk about the phone that's going to be the most impressive out of all of them, I have been saying the Galaxy Note 8. I continue to say the Galaxy Note 8 because I think that's going to be the best phone out of all the phones, and I also think that Samsung is really going to influence those other companies with the way they design their phones. This says a lot about Samsung. With another company selling a phone, the Galaxy Note 7, and having all those issues, Any other company out there might have had fans go to another company and not be interested to see what Samsung was creating. But you saw exactly the opposite. And this is why I didn't criticize Samsung that much with the Galaxy Note 7. They said they made mistakes with the phone, and they acknowledged it, and they also said they were going to improve the phone. So now you have the Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus, which are the most impressive Android phones out there in my opinion. Then we're talking about a better version of even those phones, and that's going to be the Galaxy Note 8. So that's why I'm saying the Galaxy Note 8 is the phone that's going to be the phone of the year, and it's even going to be better than the LG G7. Because even in 2018, we are talking about some of the best phones available, and Samsung is preparing to have the best phone compared to any company out there. With a company like Samsung, you have to focus on the technology that they're actually innovating. They don't have to talk to other companies about manufacturing their screens. They don't have to see another company creating a great phone to resemble that phone. I know some people laugh about that because you see what Apple did with the iPhone, but the whole industry was following Apple. It wasn't just Samsung. With the Pixel phones, Google really needs to work with another manufacturer. If they don't do that, they're going to continuously have these same issues with the way they sell the Pixel phones. That has to change. If they want more people to notice what they're doing, you have to innovate design. I know they have this kind of attitude with Android, stock version of Android. It's very minimalistic. With the stock version of Android, people want a minimalistic experience. With the way the Pixel phones look though, it is too minimalistic. It is too plain, as they say, and it needs to be more impressive. If you compare that to, I would say, the Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus, and even what the Galaxy Note 8 is going to be, it's like having a better outfit. It's like the talk of the town. People want to talk about the best thing going on, and they're impressing people with the way they manufacture the phones. Almost no bezel to the phone. It looks really interesting. It's innovative. When you look at the Pixel phones, even this year, before the Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus were manufactured, I knew the Pixel phones were not that impressive, just with the way they were designed. Of course, I'm a fan of the stock version of Android, but I knew those phones could be designed in a more impressive way, and that's including with the price of those phones, because you have a premium price compared to even the iPhone. And you know Apple's going to manufacture the iPhone in a really impressive way just to compete with Samsung. I don't really think at this point in time the people at Apple are really looking at the Pixel phones and saying, hey, we really need to design the iPhone to get some ideas from the Pixel phones. They're not doing that. They're looking at Samsung. You better believe that. So that's what I'm talking about. Leaders in the industry, the best companies out there creating the best phones. So that's what I think about all these phones. I would like to know what you guys think. Post your comments down below. Let me know what you think about the Galaxy Note 8, of course the LG G7. Do you think any of these phones are going to be the phone of the year? And of course, if you like this video, give a thumbs up. I'll see you guys next video. Peace out.